Welcome back. We are going from cooking to drawing, and we're going to be bringing in our next guest who's going to teach us all about the basics. We're going to start to get creative as well. We have here David Kern with the Ottawa School of Art. Thank you so much for being with us.
It's just great to be here again, Megan.
Perfect.
So as you said, sort of perhaps do a little bit of drawing today.
Yep.
And actually last time, sort of with a bit of Derek's help,
yes.
we did this, right?
Oh, perfect.
So what I did is I
what
had a
did
drawing.
Derek do? I need to know.
No, he did all the good stuff, right?
Okay.
I made all the mistakes. Derek got it all great, right? But I came in with a bit of a drawing, and then I put some ink on it and rubbed out the drawing, and then we used a bit of watercolor.
Perfect.
Right? And then I thought afterwards, well, the kind of elephant in the room is how do you draw, right?
Perfect.
Because I could have spent like 24 hours just doing the drawing, right? And people are a bit intimidated about drawing, right? And
I agree with that.
Some people say they just can't draw, right? Well, the thing is, everyone can draw. It's just some people it's like on the surface, and others it's a bit further down, right?
Yeah, it's like riding a bicycle, maybe something that you need to continue to do to improve those skills.
So we can all ride the bike, and if you practice, you get better at it.
Yeah.
Right. It's that simple. But the thing is that because we do other things with our brain most of the day, right? We're not kind of in that drawing zone, right? But there are a couple of things. Actually, there's a few kind of tricks, but they all boil down to, splitting the job up a little bit, so it's so that you've got somewhere to start, right? And then you sort of pretend you don't know what you're doing. And you just
I'm not pretending today, but
because there's this mantra: draw what you see. Draw what you see, not what you know, right? And I'll come back to that. But really, all we're going to do is we're going to draw what we see, right?
Perfect.
So I've got here, 3 funny little shapes, right? And we're going to just put them on these larger oblongs.
Okay.
Right. So
when you say put them, we're going to draw them.
We're going to draw them.
Okay.
So I'll do the first one.
Perfect.
So all I do is I sort of look at the size of everything, right? And obviously I've got to make it a bit bigger, right? And it goes something like, in this case, something like, maybe it comes down a bit and goes up like that, right? So I don't have too much trouble to do that. Right, and I don't really know what it means. It could be a wave. It could be it just could be anything, right? So when you have a go at the next one, then, right? So it would start about here and come down to the bottom, right, and a bit of a loop, and then up and a wave, and then kind of curves back down. Exactly. Right, there we go. Right, and there's this funny little mark up here.
I
so
missed
we'll just put
my
that
one
as
little
well.
line.
No, that's great. That's great. So we're just taking something and we're just doing it again, right? And we find we can do that. Why don't we do the last one together, right? So there's a kind of mark comes up here, not to halfway, right? And then this one sort of comes back there, and perhaps you just finish it with one that goes kind of down to the bottom.
I already find it so interesting that you say, you kind of draw what you
that one goes
see. Because I was always thinking you feel art.
Yeah.
But this is such an interesting way to think of it, Get your skills up.
Yeah. But you sort of feel it once you start.
Yes.
Right. That's another thing that I'm big on, right? Sort of in our life we think and then we do things. With art you have to do it and then think about it, right? So the kind of creative process is like driving in reverse. Right? You do something and then you see what you've got, right? So here we've got something, right? So now if I just take this and I'll just put them somewhere else on the page here, right? Right. So if I put one like that, right, and one like get this round the right way, right? One like that.
And it's already changing my opinion.
It's already becoming something, isn't it? Right? It's already becoming something because but they're the same shapes. They're the same shapes, right? And they still might not mean too much, but they're but now we've got a framework of something that's actually a lot larger than we started with, right? So now if I just kind of put a few more lines in.
My mind is changing again on what this is. Do we at home know what it is? I have my ideas.
Yeah, well, it'll...
So when you had first kind of tilted, I thought we were going something to do with a mountain.
Yeah.
Clearly now I see we have a friend. Nice. And for you, this is kind of natural. Take us through just how you know where you're going.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I now I know it is something. But if I'd started it like it's a kind of happy-looking heron, right? It's actually I'll show it's actually a drawing that my partner did.
Yep.
Here it is. That's
Oh, wow.
Howard the heron.
Beautiful.
It's a lawn ornament, right?
And is this just with a pen?
And this is done with pen.
Okay.
And she did a bit of pencil first, right? So,
okay.
So I've kind of recreated the forms of that, right? Which is quite a complicated drawing, but we were able to do it together because we kind of split the task up a bit, and we didn't quite know what we were doing.
And we did a drawing here.
Yeah.
And really, we saw our lines, and we, in the end, created
they
something.
Wear something, yeah.
And just take us through, is this something that you do with your students?
Yeah, in fact, it's the fundamental of getting people who have not done much drawing to draw, right? You really have to coax people into a situation where they don't recognize what they're doing, right? So another little technique is you can turn the reference, you turn it upside down, and you paint it upside down, or you draw it upside down. Right? The thing is that if it's upside down, you don't really recognize what's there, right? But the trouble with our lives is our day-to-day life is as soon as we recognize something, we think we know how to draw it, right? Because we kind of conceptualize. We say, well, it's an ear. I know what an ear looks like. It's an eye. I know what an eye looks like. And we just and our brain just goes ahead rather than looking at the actual lines that are there, or getting intrigued by the spaces and the feel of the thing, right? We just rush on through because we want to go and check our social media. We want to go and we want to go and sort of do that report or whatever, right? And that's the part of the brain that doesn't really sort of help us draw. It just gets in the way, right? So by not recognizing what we're doing, we always end up doing a better job.